What's up, y'all? It's me, it's your boy Asmongold, and today we're going to talk about something that a lot of you guys have really asked me to do, and I've kind of drug my heels on this, and the reason for that is because I've done the video about 3 or 4 times, and it's just sucked. Like, it's just sucked. I was going to upload this tomorrow, but then I watched the video again, and I'm like, I look like a faggot, I talk like a faggot, I'm saying faggoty stuff, and so I'm just going to be redoing this video, and what is this going to be about? This is going to be about how to get into a guild, alright? And obviously, you just wait 5 minutes and you're going to get spam invited into a fucking guild. But what I'm talking about is getting into a raiding guild. Now, the reason that I'm making this video is somebody from my Ask FM page, they asked me, obviously they asked me, it's what the website's for. They asked me, they're like, how the fuck do I start raiding? Or something like that. And I've got this from a lot of people, and a lot of people have asked me these questions in like inbox messages or like PMs or whatever, and I haven't really answered them, or I haven't really given them full answers because it's a very complex subject, and that's why I want to make this video so I can just kind of say, hey, go to this video and just watch that. And hopefully this will come out in the right way. I think last time I did it, it's like 20 minutes, and so this is probably going to be a pretty long video. And I'm going to be covering about 3 different things, and the first thing I'm going to cover is how to get into a guild, or sorry, how to pick a guild, then how to get into the guild, and then how to stay in the guild. Okay? And the first thing here that we're going to talk about is how to get into a guild. Now, this is really important because a lot of people, they might have like self-esteem issues. They might think, hey, I'm not good enough for this Warcraft guild. Let me fucking tell you something. If you can meet the raid times and if you're not a mouth-breathing retard, like the odds are a lot of guilds are going to be thrilled to have you. So if you're thirsty, you know, if you want that loot, there are plenty of people who are willing to feed you. Like, let me tell you something. Like, if I could just get people who want to raid and want to play and give a shit about the game in my guild and are good at it, oh my god, like, we'd be fucking Blood Legion, right? It's just the problem is that a lot of people are not really motivated. So let me tell you something. If you're motivated, if you care, if you want it, you'll get it. Okay, that's really all there is to it. Don't let anybody tell you differently. But there are going to be some ways to how you pick a guild. Because here's one thing, guys, is that whenever you look for a guild, you're looking for a guild for yourself, and they're looking for a player for you. This is a two-way exchange here. This isn't like, oh, you're signing your life away to these people to get nothing out of it. No, they're trying to give you something, and then you get something out of it, okay? So don't ever have this, like, self-esteem bullshit where, oh, I'm not good enough for that guild. Fuck that. Just apply to the guild. You know, if you have the numbers, if you have the parses, man, you can do it. Like, don't even let anybody tell you differently. A lot of guilds, what kind of defines if they're a good guild or not, like, let's just be fucking real here, is how much they raid. Indestructible, the guild that I'm in, we raid 12 hours a week. And that is 3 nights a week, 4 hours each night. Okay, and so obviously we're not going to be doing as well as a 5-night guild, and a 5-night guild is not going to be doing as well as a 7-night guild, right? So it's not a coincidence, guys, that if you go on like WoW Progress or something like that, all of the best guilds raid the most. Like it just turns out that way. No, it's not a fucking coincidence. It takes a long time to get stuff done, and whenever you have more time, you can get more stuff done. And so what this comes to you is deciding how much you want to raid. Okay, and this is really important because if you raid too much, you're going to burn yourself out. And if you raid too little, you're going to be dissatisfied with your progression, most likely. And so anyway, one thing, like this is how I want people to look at it, all right? Is it, like, let's say you're out jogging, right? Not me, obviously. Like, I never fucking do that. But I mean, like, if you're, like, you see a person out jogging or you know somebody that's jogging, or let's say you do that, you're not a fat, lazy asshole like I am. And you see them jogging, like people in there are jogging, they got their iPhones on, listen to the Rocky theme song, you know, in their headphones and all that, thinking they're fucking Usain Bolt winning the Olympics. But are they? No, they're just some idiot walking around, like, kind of quickly in the on the sidewalk. This is not really a big deal, right? But everybody has that aspiration. But the fact of the matter is, nobody really wants to get out and run around for 8 hours a day. That's probably what he does. Or do a bunch of training. I mean, like, if you, to be the best, you have to be obsessed, okay? And that's really what it comes down to. If you want to be in a good guild, you got to raid all the fucking time. Paragon, like, you watch like Paragon kill fucking Heroic Ragnaros, right? World first Heroic Ragnaros, and you see yourself, and you imagine yourself, be like, that could be me right there, the mage, because you're a mage too, you know, that could be me casting Frostbolts. Well, guess what? What you don't want to be you is that mage that's dead on the ground in front of where Heroic Ragnaros is, 50 fucking times before then, and also this was 5 nights before that of also 50 times of wiping, and like I think they wiped like 500 times or something like that to the same boss to kill it. Like that's not very fun, really. And so if that is fun to you, go apply to Paragon. But if you're like the other 99.9%, you should look for a guild in between that, okay? And that's really what I'm talking about. Because if you raid way too much, you're just going to burn yourself out, and you're going to hate the game, and you're going to quit. So it's going to suck for you, and it's going to suck for the guild, right? So it's pretty obvious. Now, the main thing here that you want to look for, as I said before, is times. And so how often can you raid? And guys, this game, it's a game. Guys, it's a game. Like, don't say, well, I work on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, so I want to find a guild that raids 4 nights a week, you know, Thursday to Sunday, right? That's not what you should be doing, because then you're going to have no time to do anything else except for play a fucking video game. And while, alright, I'll tell you guys like a personal story here. Back in the day, before I joined Indestructible, I was in a guild called Overdose, okay? And I was in that guild for like 5 years, okay? I know everybody in that guild, and we raided on Sunday night, and we raided on Monday night, and we raided every fucking night until Thursday night. And we had Friday and Saturday night off, and that was it, okay? All the rest of the nights, those were scheduled raid times, by the way. I mean, if you're raiding 5 nights a week, the odds are you don't fucking have anything else to do, and so you're probably going to be raiding more than that. So if you're like me, like I was in high school, right? And like I didn't really do a lot of shit in high school except for play video games and fix computers. And so I was raiding on Friday and Saturday too on my alts, okay? And it was great. Like, let me tell you guys something. It was fucking great. But I don't really have a lifestyle that can support that anymore. And the odds are that you guys probably don't either. And so whenever you make that decision, and also guys, even if you do have a lifestyle that supports that, do you really want to raid 5 nights a week? That's a lot. That's a lot, because it's like now, like I play more than 5 nights a week. I played every night, play pretty much every night. But if like I just say, hey, I want to just go sit on my chair and masturbate with my bunny rabbit, like I can fucking do that whenever I want, because I'm not tied to the game. What I'm talking about is this is a commitment. And so whenever you're ready to make the commitment, you definitely need to decide how much of a commitment you want to make. And so that's really important, guys. I keep talking about this. I keep talking about it because it's important, okay? I have some buddies. I'm going to do one more example, then I'm going to go to the next thing. I have some buddies, and they are like bodybuilders. I think one of them is like a model at Abercrombie & Fitch, where he was. I don't remember exactly what the status on that is. But anyway, so obviously they work out a lot. And this started about 3 years ago, okay? And they would always ask me to go to the gym with them, and I'd be like, okay, yeah, whatever. I'll just go to the gym and fuck around for a while with you guys, and then we'll get Taco Bell afterwards. And so that's pretty much what I did. And what I kind of learned is that for them, it wasn't just about going to the gym for 2 hours and getting on all the machines. You know, they had these regiments where, you know, Monday they're going to do their arms, Tuesday they're going to do chest, you know, Wednesday is leg day, and Thursday is like shoulders and like back, and I don't even know how many other things. And they have like 1 day off. And also, yo guys, this is what bothered me, is that whenever I said let's go to Taco Bell, they said no, I can't go to Taco Bell because I'm on a diet. Okay, like I'm not one for diets. Like if I ever get fat, I'm probably going to just keep getting fat because I love eating whatever the hell I want. And so I didn't want to trade away, you know, that freedom of eating what I want to potentially a better physique. I guess to an extent, obviously, like at some level I would, but at a lot of levels I won't. Okay, and how that correlates to WoW is that if you want to be very good at the game, you want people to say, wow, you know, you're amazing or whatever, you know, have like the best gear in the game, you're going to have to spend a lot of time on the game. You're going to have to spend time looking at fights. You're going to have to spend time like doing research outside the game, because it's not just raiding. And also, guys, I mean, like, if your raid is for 4 hours, I mean, you should budget at least 5 hours, because it's not like you're going to log on right the second that the raid starts, and then the raid is going to end the exact second that the time, it says like 12 o'clock at night or whatever, whenever your raid ends. Okay, so there's a lot of time you're going to be spending on the game whenever you're raiding, okay? And so before you decide, like, oh, you know, I want to do this, I don't want to do this, make sure that you find a guild that fits the amount of time that you feel that you would be comfortable raiding. Like, that's really what it comes down to, guys, and that's really all there is to it. That's the most important thing to say, because people take this game way too fucking out of context. Like, guys, this is a game. This is a fucking game. Don't even worry about it. Like, I tell people, like, look, let me show you guys something. I'm going to show you guys something because it's important, okay? Now, I tell people who take the game a little bit too seriously, I tell them, you know, like, lean back your chair like I just did, and you do this, Watch. Watch. You turn your chair 180 degrees. It's not real. See, the game's not real. You see what I'm saying? Because it's on the screen. You're not even looking at it. See, it's gone. Game's not even real. Okay? You gotta remember that shit. It's just a game. It's not real. Don't take it too seriously. And don't waste all your time playing it. Okay? Unless that's really what you want to do. Make sure that's what you really want to do. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is how to actually get into the guild. This is whenever you picked out your guild, alright? So you're already through that. Now, the odds are you're probably getting into a guild that requires a guild application. And that's really what I'm going to be talking about. Now, the first thing that I want to say, I actually wrote out a written guide for this, and I'm actually put that on, I don't even know, like maybe fucking like my Facebook page or something. I don't even know how I would put that up. I don't really have a website that would host it. But anyway, so what this is, what my guide was about was pretty much how to write a successful guild application. And writing a guild application is a lot the same way as writing a job application, because honestly, like, think about it, guys. If you're gonna spend, let's say, 15 hours a week raiding, like a part-time job, sorry, it's 20 hours a week, and there's some that you only work for like less than that. And so there are lots of jobs you fill out job applications for, and you're gonna be at this playing this video game more than you're at the job, right? And so it's not really that big of a surprise that people are going to want you to fill out an application. And also, it kind of it tells people, like, I do recruitment for my guild, and so I can kind of give you guys my insights on this, is if somebody doesn't know how to write a correct application, the odds are they're probably deficient at other things as well. Because if someone, like, let's say, for example, if someone doesn't use proper grammar, the odds are they're either 13, who I don't want in guild, I don't want anybody who's 13 in my guild, and number two, or they don't give a fuck. And so either way, it's a lose-lose situation, okay? And so no matter what it is, the odds are you probably don't want that person in your guild, okay? And that's something that obviously is what I'm trying to say, is make sure that you communicate to the people who you are, I guess I'm trying to make an impression with, that you're an intelligent person, or at least that you're not stupid. Like, just go for not stupid, and you're probably going to be fine. The next thing here is that, like, yo, guys, you guys are going to be like, why is he saying this? I'm going to be like the last person to be telling you guys this. Don't use profanity in a guild application. And obviously a little bit is fine, but when you're like motherfucker this, cockboy that, faggot that, that's a little bit too much. And the odds are somebody like that is just fucking out of control, right? And you need somebody who's out of control. You need somebody that already has themselves under control. You don't need to fucking like tie somebody up, chain somebody up in your guild because they're fucking going crazy and shit, calling everybody a faggot. That's crazy. You don't want to have to deal with that. And so that's very important. Just don't keep that shit out of your application. Like, if you really need to say fuck to communicate, maybe you should open up a dictionary. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is making sure that you have your parses. And also another thing, yo guys, I'm actually not even going to talk about the parses too much. Make sure you have parses for your application. If you don't even know what parses are, you probably shouldn't even be thinking about filling out an application. First thing, you look that up, then you can figure that out. That's like the World of Logs applications, or not. Jeez, I'm fucking up everything. World of Logs parses, or Warcraft Logs parses. That's a new website that people are using. And so anyway, that's really all I'm going to say about parses. Just make sure you have parses that reflect how good you are as a player. And the next thing, guys, is that what I really look for in a player is that there are lots of people who can hit numbers, okay? There are a lot of people who can do math with their fingers, pressing buttons, killing monsters. There are tons of them, okay? They can do all kinds of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But what I'm really looking for is people who can actually, like, I guess, fit into our rating environment, and I guess, like, be able to, like, deal with things that maybe they don't want to deal with. Like, oh, let's say I didn't get any loot. Are you going to quit the guild? Well, if you're going to quit the guild, I don't want you to be in the guild in the first place. So this is what I'm talking about, is intangibles, okay? And intangibles, this is kind of like one of those things where people kind of, I guess, like, think I'm an asshole because I think like this, but I think it's really important, and we don't really have a lot of idiots get into the guild. So at least I have that to speak to. So what I'm saying here is that whenever people usually a very common question is that what guilds were you in before this, and why are you leaving those guilds? It's very important not to ever say anything bad about the other guilds. And another thing, So like, don't say, oh, they all fucking sucked. You know, I wanted to join a better guild. Even if that's true, even if you're totally better than they are, just don't say that, because it gives people a bad impression. Okay, it gives people the impression that you think that you're better than everybody, and you're going to get into this guild, and you might think the same thing. And so that could lead to other problems. And so just, even if you do think that, keep it off the application. Another thing is that you want to not say anything like people were like against you or something like that. Like, I've seen like people who, you know, I've always had this phrase: people who have problems are problems. Okay, and what that means is, if you're the kind of person that just, it's like this, it seems like this is like the kind of person that the shit always goes wrong with this person. Like, bad things always happen to this person. And it's very important, guys, to be proactive. Okay? Things don't just happen like that. Usually anybody, it's not like the entire guild. Like, I've had people come and apply to the guild and say, you know, oh, the entire guild was against me, something like that. That is probably not true. Okay? So even if you think that is true, keep it off the application. It's very important, because it sounds like really childish, and also it sounds like you are afraid of taking blame. Also with like loot decisions, like even if somebody gave the loot, even if you're G-quitting because like you're not getting any loot, right? Don't put that on the application, because it's just going to look bad. And so anyway, the next thing that we're going to talk about is, I guess, how to stay in the guild. Now, obviously, whenever you're gonna do the interview, and I don't really have a whole lot of things to say about that. Just don't act like an idiot. I don't really know what else to say. Just act like a normal person, and everything should be fine. But anyway, so how to actually stay in the guild, this is kind of important too, is that the odds are you're going to get into a guild, you're probably going to have some sort of a trial period. And so in that trial period, they're going to judge you as to whether, you know, you're able to do the amount of damage that they want you to do, that you're able to, I guess, avoid all the mechanics, and just all the basic Warcraft stuff, right? And also they're going to judge, like, I guess, like how well you assimilate into the guild. Because if you wanted to play a game with robots, you'd be playing Skyrim or fucking Guild Wars or something like that, where you can just hire out, you know, mercenaries to do the quests with you. The reason people are playing WoW and raiding is partly for a social aspect. And so try to be social in the guild. And especially this comes important whenever like they're going to kick you, somebody's going to kick you out of the guild or something like that. If you got your boys that are behind you, there's going to be a lesser chance for them to kick you out, right? Because they don't want to piss a lot of people off. That's kind of the way that we look at it too. And so anyway, that's also important. You know, make sure that you make friends in the guild. You know, it's as much them interviewing, I guess, like them trialing you as you trialing them. You know, and so make sure that this is a good fit for you, and they'll make sure that they'll decide whether you're a good fit for them. And so anyway, another thing is you want to always have like your flasks and food. And like, I'm not really going to spend a whole lot of time talking about this, because this should just be common sense, guys. Like, come on, for real. Like, know the fights, have your consumables, and just be ready to do. Just it's like, ask yourself what is going to be the least trouble for everybody else to deal with me, right? And so that's if you have your foods, you just show up and it's done. Like, if I could have that whenever I did a raid, that would be amazing. That would just be amazing, right? And it's never going to happen either, by the way. And so anyway, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I really have to talk about here. There are a lot of things that really have to do with, like, I guess, like getting into a guild and joining it, and like deciding what guild you're going to be in. And I really, like, let me see how long this video is. I don't even know how long it is. 18 minutes. Yeah, that's kind of long. And so I think I'll kind of wrap it up here. If there's any other like questions or like kind of subcategories that you guys want me to talk about, just go ahead and let me know, and I'll probably do a video about that too. Like I don't know, I don't even know what it would be. Just like more like inner guild relation stuff. I can definitely do a video about that, because I've been in guilds, I've been playing the game for a very long time, and so I've got a pretty good handle on kind of what's going on. And so if you guys want me to do that, I can do that as well. But hopefully this is a good first step, and hopefully you guys, I guess, like figured out what you wanted to know. I guess, hopefully at least. And so anyway, guys, that's pretty much all I've got. And so if there are any more videos, we're going to be doing those pretty soon. But if not, well, there's probably going to be more videos. You guys know that. So anyway, I will probably cut this off right now so it doesn't just go too long. So anyway. Thanks for watching, and like, comment, subscribe.